Oh. Well, I guess we're the only ones here.
Well, it's on Memorial Day weekend, so I wouldn't expect anyone to be here. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, here. Oh, hey, Debbie, how are you doing? Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Hope so. Can you hear us, Debbie? I have no idea if
Mm-hmm.
Just chilling here. Yes. Okay, cool. All right. Well, just chilling here. Yes. Okay, cool. Well, we decided to do this live. This coming week, I'm leaving on June 2nd to go to the East Coast to see my mom and my brothers. They take care of my mom. So Farron will be home taking care of the chickens and the other farm animals and in the garden. So, yeah. So we decided to do this live. We've been wanting to do some eggs. So I'll be doing the water glassing again. And the experiment that I started with the tomatoes and the potato. Well, we're going to graft those together since the potatoes stems are up and they're thick enough for me to graft the potato. The Farron's always good company.
Yep. Well, you want to go ahead and do the water glass and the eggs? You want to wait?
Well, we can wait a little bit. We'll wait.
It's Memorial Day weekend, so I wouldn't expect a lot of people.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a lot. People are out doing picnics and things like that. But
camping and fishing and whatnot.
Yeah. It'd be kind of hard to do it this coming week.
Yeah.
Be busy. But anyway, so you don't have any plans this weekend, Debbie? Just hanging out?
Yep. Sure, eggs.
See, we got a whole little bowl of eggs that we're going to water glass. And they're from our chicks. So we'll be doing that again.
Unwashed.
Yeah, they're unwashed. So you can't use washed eggs. No plans? Well, it's one of those, beginning of summer things and, just lay back and stay out of the traffic. It's like, I was thinking about leaving this week and this weekend, but, with flying backies, oh no. No, in my luck, I get stuck at an airport for a couple days. That's my luck. But, so I decided to go next weekend, and I'll be coming back like around the 14th, 15th, something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I have a couple days break before I have to go back to work. But, yeah. I haven't seen her in quite some time. She's 93 now. So, I need to go home and see her and, do things with her for a bit. and give my brothers a break and his wife. She quit her job so she can take care of my mother. So I'm going to go back and go see her, spend some time with her and stuff. So yeah, that's going to be fun. And I'm originally from Maryland, not Oregon. Yeah, it is a nice long visit. Yeah. If she had her way, she had me there permanently. But I don't think that's going to happen. But anyway. So, well, let's get into this. We'll probably make this a short one. Anyway, so to do water glassing, and you got to use farm fresh eggs, Debbie. You know, unwashed. And you got to use some type of lime. And I'm using the pickling lime. The Mrs. Wedge's pickling lime.
Yeah, that's right. She knows everything.
Oh, hey! John is in the house. How are you doing? We figured we come on here, John, because like I was telling Debbie, I'm going to be going away next weekend, next Friday, and to go back east to Maryland to see my mother and my brothers. They take care of my mom. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So we decided to come on today and do all this stuff. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stand up because I can't do this sitting down. I have Mrs. Wage's pickling lime. Farron will show you a picture. That's what I'm using. And you use 1 ounce of it.
If I can angle this camera down some.
And I have a scale. You use 1 ounce of this to 1 quart of water. It's kind of hard to get it out of this bag. So it's going to take probably a couple spoons full. And John, I know you have chickens now. So these have to be clean eggs from the chicken, but you do not wash them, okay? Don't wash the eggs or they won't work. They'll rot. So there's 1 ounce of the pickling lime. And I'm going to put it in this jar.
That's a half-gallon jar.
Yeah, half-gallon jar. To 1 quart of water, okay? You mix it up. And so these eggs, I've been collecting them for a couple days now. They're not washed. They're just out of the chicken's butt.
Trying to make sure that
and you make them sure that they're clean. There's no poop, nothing on them, okay? And then you just slide them down in your water solution.
Well, what if they can't fit their hands in there? See, now you have small hands.
You can put the eggs in the jar first. And then, you can always get a bigger vessel.
With a wider throat.
But glass is better.
Mm-hmm.
You can use a plastic bucket. Like a 5-gallon bucket or a 3-gallon bucket. That's what most people use, but I'm using glass. And you got to make sure that the eggs are under the solution. And then just keep filling your jar with clean eggs. Like I said, they can't have poop, feathers, dirt, none of that stuff. They have to be clean. So you have to stay on your bedding for your chickens to keep them nice and clean. And then you just put the lid on. And when the eggs get up to a certain height, or I need to put more water in, then I'll do an ounce to another quart and then pour what quart of that water into this jar, and then the rest I'll go into another jar. And last year we did 3 of these jars, and it took us all the way to January, and we didn't break into them, I think, until October, November, something like that.
Yeah, around the holidays when
Yeah.
our chickens outside stop laying.
Yeah.
And then we dip into these.
And they were perfect.
Yep.
They were perfect. So that's what we're going to do. I want to run and wash this lime off my hands, and maybe we'll start getting into doing the other plants.
I'll show them the peppers.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I've got. I suppose most of you have probably seen the video where I grafted peppers onto a pepper, a little experiment. Guess you can't see them when they. Guess having a green screen, you can't really see them. There's one thing we didn't think of.
What?
Having a green screen so they could see our greenhouse. They won't be able to see our plants.
Oh. Well, that's true.
Might have to just eliminate the green screen.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, because plants are green, aren't they? Yeah, we're dorks. Oh well.
Didn't even think of that.
Yeah. So
I could probably just eliminate that green screen.
yeah, just make it normal green, and then there you go. We'll just have a normal green while we're doing the plants. How's that?
That'll show it now. There you go.
Yeah.
There's the peppers.
Yeah, the peppers came out pretty nice. They're doing good.
Yeah. The leaves all growing out. This one here divided up in 3 branches. I still have the grafting tape on it. I'm not sure when I'm going to take that off. Maybe another week or so. Take that grafting tape off. Now, 3 of them worked out pretty well.
Yep.
And this guy here, top's kind of wilted and dying back. But yet, this part right here is still stiff. So I don't know if you can see it or not, but there is some kind of growth punching out right here.
You can get closer to the camera.
Underneath the grafting tape. So, yeah. If anything, if this doesn't work, if anything, I'll get peppers from the root stem. Anyway, this little experiment. I don't think after doing further research, grafting them on here this way, I may not get the striped colors that I was hoping for. I think you have to cross-pollinate and stuff like that to get them that way.
But we'll see.
But if anything, it'd be a good experiment to see if we could actually graft things.
Yeah, yeah.
But they do say that when you graft a pepper onto a pepper, you get more peppers versus you could just grow a pepper that's not grafted at all. So if anything, we'll see if that's actually true or not. So
Okay.
that's the update on my peppers.
Okay. Now fair and get the other plants.
Here's the potato.
Here's the potato plants. See how nice and thick they are now? And we won't transplant these guys until the grafting takes, which takes about 16 days. So we will take all these leaves off and get them going.
There's our tomato that we're going to graft.
Yeah.
I think we did let this stuff grow a little
Too long. But, you know, I work.
This one here is called Italian Roma. John from Willow Grove should recognize that tomato plant.
Yeah. It's one of John's seeds.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm going to get these scissors cleaned with some alcohol. I'm going to do surgery here.
You can do surgery.
All right.
I'm going to go ahead and cut this off.
Yeah.
How much of it would you want?
I would get like the top part up here.
Now this bottom part here of the tomato, let's go ahead and plant that in the garden or maybe in a 5-gallon bucket and grow it in the greenhouse and see how that works out. Now on the top of this tomato here, go ahead and pluck off all these leaves and any growth side growth that's trying to grow. Okay, I'm going to leave this top part of these leaves on there. Now on the tomato plant, you want to trim this into a point, like a wedge.
Can you get it closer to the camera?
And it works really good. You got a really sharp blade. Makes it a lot easier on you. Just take your time at it. Okay. I think that'll work.
Yeah.
And I have to put a little slit on there.
Yep.
On that.
And now we're going to slice this one down straight.
And that's what it should look like.
And I have the slit already. You want to get the grafting paper out. And I have a slit. So we're going to stick it down in there. And a tomato and a potato are nightshades. So they should adhere to each other. So my goal is, can I grow Tomatoes on top, potatoes down the bottom. That's my goal. I don't care if it's just one little tiny potato, as long as I can get a potato. And that's my goal.
And you just do this again.
And if you don't have graphing tape, what we're using, you could use saran wrap or some type of plastic. Saran wrap probably would work better. You want scissors?
All right. And you want to make sure you get it completely covered.
Yeah, because you don't want any moisture getting down in there.
Well, it's not that. You don't want it to dry out.
Right.
You don't want it to dry out.
Okay, next victim.
Yeah, put some more on there. Make sure it's got some good coverage.
Okay.
I noticed that some people would put a clothespin on there like this, so it'll hold that together after you put your tape on it, or saran wrap you want to use. Some people put a clothespin and help it stick together and hold it there.
Yeah, to make it here.
Another tomato.
Let me use the scissors.
All right.
That's good.
You put a slice on one of them?
Yep.
Longer, deeper one this time? Now there, close up on you?
I think it did. Oh, there it is.
Go over. Go further. Further. Cut slice. Down further. Cut further. Right.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you see how it sits in there?
Mm-hmm. The slits, Debbie, are anywhere from a ½ inch to an inch. It all depends how long the point is, because you kind of want them to go this way. if that makes sense. Can you see my fingers? So, like, when you're putting them in with the point, it's like a V. So you want it this, say here, this way. So kind of like this, if that makes sense. Like a V. So I usually try to been getting them like maybe a ½ inch to give it a better chance.
Right.
Okay, good job. Okay, we have like 4 different ones. Do you have their little tags?
Well, that first one we did is Italian Roma. That's a German Johnson.
Okay.
This one's going to be Big Rainbow.
Okay.
Big Rainbow. Well, the top on that one were kind of.
And if any of the leaves on these plants here start coming out for the potato, you just pluck them off. Because what we need to do is have the energy to close these wounds up. So if the top started to flower, you pull off, like this one here has a flower bud, I'm going to pull it off. So it doesn't focus on trying to make a tomato. Okay. There we go. So this will be kind of fun and exciting by the end of summer. And then what we're going to do, we'll keep these in the shade so they don't get overheated in the greenhouse. Or we might just keep them on the front porch until they're ready to take off the grafting tape in 16 days. So there's the third one. We have one more.
I just do the same one. This one would be a German Johnson. Start him over.
Need my glasses. Okay, honey. There you go. So, John, are you doing anything exciting this weekend, or just hanging out at the house? Okay, that's 4 of them. So, here we go. Now, all we have to do is wait 16 days to take these off. We'll do another update on these. And we're just going to keep them out on the front porch because it's the north side of our house, so it's nice and shady while they're growing. They get morning light, and that's about it. That's all they need for right now. So this is going to be fun to get this going.
Yeah, if that works, maybe a safe saving idea in your garden if that works.
Yeah, I mean,
Grow
especially for
in the dirt and tomatoes on top.
Yeah, especially if people that garden in containers a lot, they can grow potatoes on the bottom, tomatoes on top. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, because once this takes hold, we're going to transplant that into a 5-gallon bucket.
Right.
So that'd be a container grown.
Yeah, and then experiment
and see how this works. And then all these other leftover tomatoes here, we'll just stick them in the outside somewhere in the garden, or maybe just stick them in a container too and just grow them as a container.
Yeah, might as well. I mean, they serve their purpose, so we might as well just grow them out the rest of the day. So yeah, this is our nice little live that we did. So I'm gonna put him over here. Oh, okay. So Debbie, do you garden a lot? Or do you have a garden or anything that you do? And I know, John, you have a pretty nice sized garden. So, yeah. Oh, so you don't have a garden this year? Huh. Okay. Some people need time away from gardening. It is a lot of work.
Can be.
So I know there for a while, a couple years, we would just grow some tomatoes and peppers, and that's back when we were both fully working. I was working for a microchip company and working 12, 14-hour days. It's kind of rough.
Yep.
And Farron, with his full-time job building roads for a living, in the summertime, that's where he made his money, and it could be anywhere from 60 to 100-hour work weeks. So, because in the wintertime here, it rains constantly, and you can't build a road in the rain.
No. Well, our garden's doing pretty good. Our tomatoes we have planted outside is growing pretty well.
Yep.
And I'd say they were about 2 feet tall. Potatoes are growing really good outside in the raised beds. I got lima beans are coming up. Some green beans coming up. I should probably do an update tour on the garden here in the future. Yeah. I believe Tuesday I have a video coming out showing where I planted my corn, and showing you how I built a raised bed in front of the greenhouse, and using the idea of putting corn in that raised bed in front of the greenhouse to help shade the greenhouse in the summer, so it won't get too hot in there. Because in the fall, the corn will be done in the fall. You remove the corn so the sun can reach it through the winter to help it warm it up. So I think that should work out pretty well.
Yeah. Well, Debbie Container Gardens, her house is the opposite of ours. Sun in the front and shade in the back. But yeah, container garden sometimes is the way to go. I mean, you can go vertically.
Mm-hmm.
With
Cucumbers
stuff.
will grow vertically.
It's like my younger brother who mainly takes care of my mother. He has a small garden in his backyard, and because he does a lot of container gardening. So I told him when I get there, I'll help him out on a few things, show him how he can grow some squash and cucumbers. Because he goes, well, I don't have room for those because they vine. Well, I want to show him how to garden vertically so he can get more, more bang for his buck out of the little bit of space he has, and show him how to garden that way. So it'll help him out.
Yeah, on the squash, the summer squash technically do not vine. They're a bush. People think they vine because they grow vertically, and then when they get fruit on it, they fall over. So people think they're growing on the ground, but they're growing in a bush. Like they can be growing in a 5-gallon bucket. But like winter squash, they're the ones that vine. And like where this video I got coming out, I planted some winter squash underneath the corn, so it'll vine under the corn. And if you wanted to, you could probably grow green beans and have it climb up your corn stalk.
Yeah.
Here in Oregon, you call that Three Sisters gardening.
That would be. We've done that before, I think, haven't we?
Yeah.
In the past.
Yeah, but we got 10 acres. There's no reason we don't have to worry about trying to save.
Well, maybe we'll do that one year to show how you can grow in a small space. Do a Three Sisters. So that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, the one thing that's good about growing your winter squash underneath your corn, the corn will help save that, protect the squash some from the heat of the sun, from baking the leaves and stuff. But yeah.
That would be good.
Yeah, and in another future video, we're going to be planting a fig tree.
They get pretty big. What I found out.
Yeah.
Our neighbors down the street from us, they have 3, and they're good 20 feet, 25 feet tall. But the little fig tree that we have, I want to keep it short so I don't have to climb ladders. And I mean, it's bad enough I got to climb ladders now just to pick an apple, but I'm only 4'8", so I got to use a ladder for everything. Anyway, so try to keep the fig tree kind of small, maybe 10 feet, maybe. We do want to have figs on it, and hopefully this year we'll get a couple figs off of it. We've had it now for a year. We got it last year. And we'll have to give you an update on the orange and the lemon and the pineapple plants. The vanilla plants, they're struggling. Bless their hearts. They had a meltdown. It got really hot in the greenhouse, and it took a big toll on them. We were only gone for a short time, but they're slowly coming around. They look sad.
Did you find out they're mainly a shade plant?
Yeah, they're mainly a shade because they grow up trees trunks in the tropics, just like the coffee plant. The coffee plant took a hit too, but it looks a lot better than what the vanilla does. So, you know, our mistake.
Lesson learned.
Yeah, and the plants, you know, they're trying to come back. You know, we're babying them. I have them out here on the front porch, and we baby them. So, you know, they'll go back in the greenhouse in the winter time. But we know not to keep them out there in the summer. So, you know, we'll show you updates on those too, the ugliness of our mistake, which is bad. So hopefully they'll spring back better. So any questions? John, do you have any questions? Anybody?
Well,
okay. Well, we could
weekend,
go ahead and cut this short. I mean, it is Memorial Day weekend, and it was just one of those things that I needed to get the eggs done, and I wanted to do another video or live on it, and that way people can rewatch the live.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna be gone, so
yeah, and I'm gonna be gone next weekend. So yeah, you know, Farron probably have a party and all that stuff while I'm gone. So
yeah,
hanging out with the boys and stuff. Anyway, all right, guys, we're gonna cut it out of here, and thanks for coming out and spending some time with us while we're doing our second live. This is fun, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Love you guys. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye.